Hi, Frank Frost here again. Most of you know me, right? Well, today I'm going to talk about a few things that I'm sure most of you are curious about. Now, before I do, I want to mention something, and you Google it. The Hall of Truth in Darkness. We're going to walk through the Hall of Truth today, and I'm going to turn on the fucking lights as we go. Okay? But Google that. Also Google Israel, yoke of law. Only 10 of them. Read them all as I go here. Now, Winston Blackmore of Kitchener, down in Creston, he's been in the news, right? And the Ministry of Children and Families, and the cops, and the media, calling him a pedophile, right? Basically, saying that he and others in the Mormon church are sending 12-year-old girls to go with 60, 70-year-old men. Right? That's what you're saying. Now, everybody knows what their friends, their families do in their lives every day. Because they're in your circle, right? You would know. Absolutely. I know what all my friends do. All of them. I know my family does. All of them. Winston Blackmore belongs to the Mormon Church. As you all know, you've seen it in the news, right? Yeah. The Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Now, my sister Marilyn and her husband Kim are Mormons. Now, I'm not going to mention their last names or where they live. They live here in Canada. And as I understand it, they have a polygamous relationship. None of my business, is it? As long as that man treats my sister with the love and respect, and his other wives, that is none of my business, nor is it the business of anybody else. None of your fucking business. They are consenting adults, right? And Kim can have as many wives as he wants. Who am I to judge him and my sister? And as I said, she's my sister. And there's no fucking way that my sister would hand over a 12-year-old child, to a fucking pedophile. There is no way my sister would do that. Right here, I know that. I don't even have to ask her. I don't even have to mention it to her because I know she wouldn't do it. My friend, Nick Stone. Nick is dead now. This was also a Mormon. His father, Senator Stone of Arizona, who I spoke to on several occasions on the phone. I don't know if he's still with us or not. I really don't know. His wife, Margaret. I know Margaret. Don't I, Margaret? She lives in Salt Lake City, along with the rest of Nick's wives. Now, when I knew Nick, Margaret was his only wife. And he had 2 children. And like I said, Nick was my friend. He's passed, but he's here. Margaret is a wonderful woman. I can't speak for his other wives because I never met them. But I met Margaret. Absolutely stunning. The most beautiful woman you've ever seen in your life. Exterior and inside here. Loved and loves her children. And Nick and Margaret would never. And I don't have to ask Margaret either. And I wouldn't insult my friend by asking him, because I know. Because like I said, I know my friends. Birds of a feather, right? He or Margaret would never hand over a 12-year-old child to any fucking pedophile. And that's what they would be. That's what they're calling Winston Blackmore. I don't know if he did or not. But I'm going to tell you right now. But, sorry, I'm going to go back for a minute because I don't want to forget to say this. Margaret, I haven't seen you for many years. Or your children, little Nicky, and sorry, I can't remember the little girl's name. Come and see me in Quesnel. I'd love to see you. Bring your other sister wives with you. I'd love to meet them too. Anyone that loved Nick Stone, and I loved him because he was my friend. Anyone that loved Nick Stone is a friend of mine. Because, like I said, Nick is no pedophile. Pedophiles don't come in my circle. Not near me. Now, having said all that, Winston Blackmore, you and I met once. And I'm going to remind you now. Do you remember when you were living in Kitchener? I lived in Yak. I wore a grey cowboy hat with a great big Harley Davidson pin in the front right here. And you were looking for buffalo to breed cows for beefalo. And I came to see you. I met briefly your wives. They were all adults. Trust me, I met them. I met some of your beautiful children as well. Absolutely gorgeous children, wonderful children, happy children, as I saw. And I told you of a friend of mine in Saskatchewan that had buffalo that he was selling for breeding purposes. So now, we've met, right? You know who I am. Watch all my other videos as well, sir. And you'll come to know me even better. So, I don't believe a fucking word that those social workers said. Because they're liars. I know that. Right? Watch my videos. I don't believe one word the cops said. Not one. And as for the media that's been blasting this around, they do a pretty good job of covering up for the real fucking pedophiles, don't they? Eh? Sure they do. Because if you were a pedophile, which I truly doubt, they wouldn't be saying nothing about you. So I'm going to extend this to you, sir. Come and see me. Look me in the eye and tell me you're not a pedophile. And the things that they say are not true. Bring your documents. Bring any proof. I'll know you're lying if you're lying to me anyway. And I will come to your aid, sir. And you can say my name. And watch the fear come in your face. I'll come to court for you, sir. They don't want me in your courtroom. Let me tell you. Oh no. Oh no. They don't want me in their fucking courtroom. And I will do this for you. Now, as I said earlier, everybody knows what their friends do. Right? Sure they do. I'm going to talk to John Furlong now. You fucking pedophile. Learned it from the Jesuits, did ya? Eh? Sure you did. I know you did. Get 'em young, and the possibilities are endless. Isn't that what the Jesuits said to you, sir? Huh? Sure you did. Now, the little girls in Burns Lake, they didn't wake up one morning and say, oh, geez, I got nothing better to do today. I think I'll go and wrongfully accuse John Furlong of sexually molesting me and torturing me, beating me as a child. Yeah, I think that's what I'll do today. Yeah, as soon as I get dressed, I'll go do that. Yeah. Let me tell you something, sir. One of them women, who was a child at the time, talked to me, told me about the police investigation too, by the way, where they come and threatened her. Eh? That's how they investigate, see, for pedophiles like John Furlong, who's all his friends are the politicians and the cops, right? Ah, birds of a feather, right? Well, one of them women come and seen me and told me everything you did. Everything. She even named the cop that threatened her to shut up. Yeah, she did. I'm not going to say your name yet. I'm not going to say it yet because she was afraid and asked me not to. So I won't. Not yet. But I want you now, my love, to come and see me here in Quesnel again. And sit with me right here. Right here. And tell your story. And name that fucking cop that threatened you. And I want all the rest of you children, my children, remember, in Burns Lake and surrounding area, that was infected, I should say, by John Furlong. Come and see me. I'm not Laura Robinson. Not by a fucking long shot, Johnny. Yeah? Come after me. Say my name. Go ahead. I fucking dare you to say my name. Yeah? I dare you. You piece of shit. I know what you did. Don't I, Johnny? And you can go on TV with the media. Yeah. The media that covers up the pedophiles and murderers in the government, right? Yeah. Yeah. Laura Robinson, come see me, my love. Come see me. I'll stand in your corner because you got more bowels than John Furlong. I can tell you right now. Come and see me, my love. You and I need to chat. Fuck the civil suits. Bring it on, Johnny. Bring it on. Say my name. Go ahead. Go ahead. And see if they all won't fucking jump on you. Huh? Enough people saying my name, isn't it? Huh? Not as many as I'd like, but it's getting there. Yeah. Now, Mr. Barry, Berry, the manager for the MCFD in Prince George, that recently was arrested for child pornography. Him and Raylene Bryce, good friends, eh? You, Simon Wagstaff, Jeffrey McDonald, eh? Yeah, well, I'm looking into all that. And all the children that son of a bitch was around. And there was hundreds, thousands of them. Prince George, MCFD covers a big area. Don't be afraid, my children. Come and see me. Come and see me. Yeah. You know who you are. Don't be afraid. Come and see me. Now, many years ago, when I lived in Courtenay, my friend, Gary Knott, had a wife named Joanne. Joanne and Gary split up. Joanne spent a few months taking courses to be a social worker. And I ran into her one day, having coffee in a little coffee shop next to the Bank of Nova Scotia. And I said to her, "How are you today, Joanne? And how do you like your new job?" Because now she was a social worker. You know what she said to me? And she said it just like this. "I love it," she said. "I love it. The power I possess. I can take your children," she said. At the time, I laughed at her. I thought, "Wow, woman's crazy." Take mine? For what, right? If I knew then what I know now, Joanne, I'd have punched you right in the fucking mouth. I'd have broken my cardinal rule of never hitting a woman or a child. And I'd have punched you right in the fucking mouth. Because it was true. Wasn't it? It was true. They have untold power. Untold. Sky's the limit. As I pointed out in my other videos, right? Word of God from a social worker or a fucking cop, right? Unreal. 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 Now, getting back to you, Winston, having said all of that for you and your fellowship to listen to, and everybody else in the Mormon Church, for the sake of argument, everyone that I personally know in the Mormon Church would never hand over their beautiful children to a fucking pedophile. That I know. Everyone I know would never do that. And what I saw of you, Winston, when I was at your home and briefly met your adult wives, and I said adult wives because they were all adults and able to make their own decision of who would be their husband. And I met your beautiful children. And to be honest, sir, I don't believe that you would hand over that beautiful little girl that was sitting on your lap, your daughter, who was approximately 12 years old. Gorgeous little dark hair, big black eyes, beautiful little girl. Gorgeous child. I don't believe that you would hand her over to a pedophile, sir. Come and see me. Come and see me here in Quesnel. And show me that you wouldn't do that or be a party to it. And I'll come to your aid. And you will have the right to stand in court or anywhere else and say my name. And I will help you. Test me, sir. I help everyone who is just and true. Everyone. I come to their aid. That's what I do. I'll go anywhere. To any parent that loves their children and had them taken from them unjustly. I will go anywhere and defend them and defend their children. Ask me. Ask anyone who knows me. I'll go anywhere to do that for anyone who loves their children and don't want no fucking pedophiles touching their children, because that's what they get when they enter care with the Ministry of Children and Families Corporation. Because that's all these social workers know. Climb that ladder up to corporation. That's all they care about. They don't care about your children. Couldn't care less. All about numbers, right? All about numbers. Come and see me, sir. If you are true and you are just, I will put the justice back in it for you. Come and see me. Thank you.